I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes, so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler Sports and this is the Sport Report.
And I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports. Welcome to a special edition of this all crazy sports newscast.
Broadcasting from somewhere in the United States.
Hit it, Blaze.
Welcome to the Sport Report.
Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report. It's time to get you caught up on what's happening in the world of sports. This is Top of the Order.
In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
This is Top of the Order.
Our top story comes from across the border, the northern border, that is. The Tampa Bay Lightning became the third team in NHL history to record 60 wins in a season. Well, they've got 2 games left. They might get to 62. We'll see. They took down the Ottawa Senators tonight, 5-2. We'll have more on that game in our Around the NHL update. Actually, speaking of, let's hit it.
Back in front door, shot, scores! Bobby O from Sanderson! Metto! Rebound chance in front. Kagan is there, puck up free, score! Score!
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Around the NHL.
Last night in the NHL, well, there were 8 games. And unlike Sunday night, where there were 3 shutouts, nobody got shut out last night. So, that makes it 1 day in April and 0 shutouts. That's a pretty good record so far. The NHL season has 5 more days before it ends on Saturday. We'll have Jack Esper on Wednesday night to discuss the playoff races as they tighten up. The Washington Capitals lost to the Florida Panthers 5-3. Florida led 4-0 in the second period, and Washington tried to fight back, but to no avail. Nicklas Backstrom had his 22nd goal of the season for the Capitals, but it wasn't enough. Vincent Trocheck had his 9th and 10th goals of the season for Florida. 5-3, the Panthers win. After the Rangers tied at 2-2 later in the second period, Connor Carrick had his 2nd goal of the season in the 3rd to put the Devils ahead, and Joey Anderson scored his 4th goal of the season to put the Devils in front for good. 4-2, New Jersey wins. The Toronto Maple Leafs took down the New York Islanders at the Nassau Coliseum 2-1. John Tavares had his 46th goal of the season for Toronto, and Jordan Eberle tried to put the Islanders back into the game, but to no avail. His 19th goal of the season was only good enough for 1 goal, and the only goal for the Islanders on the night. As we mentioned in Top of the Order, the Tampa Bay Lightning took down the Ottawa Senators 5-2. Steven Stamkos had his 42nd goal of the season to give the Lightning their 5th goal of the night. Colorado Avalanche scored 2 goals in the 3rd period to send the game to overtime in St. Louis, but the Blues would be the ones who get the points for winning the shootout. The Winnipeg Jets defeated the Chicago Blackhawks 4-3 in overtime. Jonathan Toews opened the scoring for the game with his 34th goal of the season for Chicago, but after that it was all Winnipeg until overtime, and even in overtime. Kevin Hayes scored his 19th goal of the season, 3:38 into the overtime period. Winnipeg 4, Chicago 3. The Vegas Golden Knights defeated the Edmonton Oilers 3-1. The Vegas Golden Knights defeated the Edmonton Oilers 3-1 last night. Jonathan Marchessault scored his 25th goal of the season to put Vegas up 2-0. Connor McDavid had his 41st goal of the season to bring Edmonton back to within 1 late in the second period, but Vegas got a goal from Belmar, his 6th of the season. 3-1, the Golden Knights win. The Calgary Flames won 7-2 over the LA Kings at the Staples Center last night. The Flames finally won the Pacific Division title for the first time in 12 years. The Western Conference playoffs will roll through Calgary. Now for tonight's matchups in the NHL. The Boston Bruins travel to Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets, Predators at the Sabres, Hurricanes at the Maple Leafs, Tampa Bay Lightning are at the Montreal Canadiens, Pittsburgh Penguins at the Detroit Red Wings, Winnipeg Jets at the Minnesota Wild, Philadelphia Flyers at the Dallas Stars, Edmonton Oilers at the Colorado Avalanche, San Jose Sharks at the Vancouver Canucks, and the LA Kings are at the Arizona Coyotes. The standings haven't changed as much as they should have. The NHL standings have not changed at all since last night, but in case you couldn't tune in, let's catch you up. In the Atlantic Division, the Tampa Bay Lightning have 124 points. They will be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they have the best record in the NHL. Boston Bruins in 2nd at 103 points, Toronto Maple Leafs in 3rd with 99 points. In the Metropolitan Division, the Washington Capitals have already clinched a playoff spot with 102 points. They lead the Metro. Islanders with 99 have also clinched a playoff spot. Pittsburgh Penguins are almost clinched with a playoff spot, 97 points in 3rd. Wild card is as follows. Blue Jackets, Hurricanes, Canadiens, all with 3 games to play. Blue Jackets have 94 points, Hurricanes with 93, Montreal with 92. Those are the only 3 teams alive for 2 spots in the East. In the Central Division in the Western Conference, the Winnipeg Jets have 96 points, St. Louis Blues with 94, and the Nashville Predators with 94. In the Pacific Division, as we said, the Calgary Flames will be the number 1 seed in the West, 107 points for them, San Jose with 97, Vegas with 93. In the wild card, the Dallas Stars have 89, and the Colorado Avalanche have 86, 1 point for that shootout loss to St. Louis last night. The Arizona Coyotes are on 84 points, 2 points behind Colorado. Both teams have 3 games to play. Minnesota is almost eliminated from playoff contention. They have 81 points, 3 games to play as well. Chicago is almost certainly out with 80 points, 3 games to play as well. Let's move over to the hardwood.
Bird takes the shot. It's gone! Oh my goodness! I can't believe it!
Jordan with 2 seconds to go, puts it up and scores at the buzzer! Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago!
Around the NBA.
The NBA had a 9-game slate last night. Let's start in Indiana. The Pacers took down the Detroit Pistons 111-102. Andre Drummond had an 18.17 rebound performance for the Pistons, but it wasn't enough. Bojan Bogdanovic had 19 points and 7 rebounds to go along with 6 assists for the Pacers. The Boston Celtics were missing Jaylen Brown due to back spasms, but it didn't matter. Al Horford had a triple-double for the Boston Celtics, 19 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. Kyrie Irving also added 25 points. Celtics 110, Heat 105. The Milwaukee Bucks bounced back from a loss on Sunday night, 131-121 winners over the Brooklyn Nets. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, had 28 points and 11 rebounds for the Bucks. D'Angelo Russell had 28 points and 10 rebounds for the Nets in a double-double. The New York Knicks beat the Chicago Bulls 113-105. Both teams are at the bottom of the pecking order when it comes to the NBA, but they still put up a good game, an 8-point victory for the Knicks. Robin Lopez had 29 points for the Bulls, and Luke Cornett had 24 points for the Knicks. The Toronto Raptors are trying to catch the Milwaukee Bucks, 121-109 winners over the Orlando Magic last night. Nikola Vucevic had a 13-point, 13-rebound performance for the Magic. Danny Green added 29 points for Toronto. Kawhi Leonard had 15 points for the Raptors as well. The Portland Trail Blazers beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 132-122 last night. Enes Kanter had 20 points and 11 rebounds and a double-double, but it was Evan Turner who turned a few heads. 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists in a triple-double for the Blazers. Karl Anthony Towns had 17 points and 12 rebounds for the Timberwolves, and Tyus Jones had 14 points and 10 assists for the Wolves as well. The Dallas Mavericks defeated the Philadelphia 76ers 122-102. Tobias Harris had 25 points for the Sixers. J.J. Redick had 26 points for Philly as well. Jaren Jackson had 24 points for the Mavs. The Utah Jazz 111-102 winners over the Charlotte Hornets. Kemba Walker bounced back from his 9-point performance against Golden State and exploded with 47 points. Sadly, this time around, it wasn't good enough for the victory. Donovan Spidey Mitchell had 25 points for the Jazz in their 9-point victory. Rudy Gobert had a double-double with 18 points and 18 rebounds for Utah as well. Finally, in the last game of the night in the NBA, Larry Nance Jr. had 9 points and 12 rebounds for Cleveland, but they ultimately fell to the Phoenix Suns 122-113. Devin Booker had 25 points and 13 assists for the Suns. Let's look at tonight's upcoming games in the NBA. It's a 4-game slate in the NBA as the season begins to wind down. The LA Lakers are at the Oklahoma City Thunder, Atlanta Hawks at the San Antonio Spurs, Houston Rockets at the Sacramento Kings, and the Denver Nuggets are at the Oracle Center for the Golden State Warriors. That could determine who finishes as the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. The standings after tonight are as follows. The Milwaukee Bucks still lead the Eastern Conference. Toronto Raptors are 3 games behind them. Philadelphia 76ers 8.5 behind Milwaukee in 3rd. Boston Celtics and Indiana Pacers are tied for 4th at 46 and 32. Top 5 seeds have clinched playoff spots in the Eastern Conference. The Detroit Pistons, Brooklyn Nets, and Miami Heat are battling for 6, 7, 8. They are only separated by a game. The Orlando Magic are half a game out of the 8th spot. Tonight could have a very big impact on who is the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Golden State is 52-24, Denver at 51-25, only separated by a game. Portland Trail Blazers in 3rd, Rockets in 4th, Jazz in 5th, Clippers in 6th, and the Spurs and Thunder are tied for 7th and 8th at 44 and 33. All 8 spots in the Western Conference have been clinched for the playoffs. It was a 13-game slate in the MLB last night.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
And Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag! It gets through Buckner! Here comes Knight and the Mets win it!
Touch 'em all, Joe! Home run! Mike Piazza!
Jeter backhands from the outfield grass. Got it! Man, what a play!
Now from Major League Baseball.
The Oakland A's defeated the defending champion Boston Red Sox, who are off to a 1-4 start. 7-0 the A's win, holding the Sox to 4 hits. Tampa Bay Rays defeat the Colorado Rockies 7-1. The Atlanta Braves won 8-0 over the Chicago Cubs. St. Louis Cardinals 6-5 winners over the Pittsburgh Pirates in 11 innings. Cleveland Indians 5-3 over the Chicago White Sox. The New York Yankees are at 500 now. They're 2-2 on the season, 3-1 winners against the Detroit Tigers. Milwaukee Brewers 4-3 over the Reds. Baltimore Orioles 6-5 against the Toronto Blue Jays. New York Mets 7-3 over the Miami Marlins. Houston Astros in an all-Texas battle win 2-1 against the Rangers. Arizona Diamondbacks 10-3 over the San Diego Padres, and the LA Dodgers lose to the San Francisco Giants in Bruce Bochy's final season. 4-2 Giants win. Seattle Mariners defeat the LA Angels 6-3. That's the Sport Report for April 2nd, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. Do you want to contact Chandler Sports or members of the Sport Report team? Visit sportreportcws.com. This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler Sports is strictly prohibited.